shed.
Welcome to Dad in a Shed. I'm Mark, and this is my final build video for Great Guitar Build Off 2021. It's been an interesting build. I've used mostly recycled parts, apart from the hardware that's gone into it. Things like this oak door. I've used some construction pine that I had left over from a previous build, which was initially just bought to practice on. It's been a difficult challenge working with that, but something that I've persevered with. There's the arc shot. And throughout this build I'll try and just go through the simple things I've done. This was an attempt at making my own trussrod cover, moulding a logo for the first time out of plasticine, then creating a silicone blank and then filling it with epoxy after. Getting more used to now measuring scale lengths out, marking things out without using a paper template, so actually based on figures rather than existing templates to actually do it. So I've been trying to push myself a bit and understand the construction of a guitar by actually making measurements and marking things out rather than just using some existing guide. And that's been the kind of driving force behind this entire build. I've tried to I've made my own neck for the first time and measuring this out. I've measured it. Ultimately I've shaved too much off, I think, both the template and ultimately the neck, which is something I'll take into the next build. But it's been satisfying actually doing it, and the neck I'm really happy with. The feel of it, the shape of it, it feels awesome. It feels like a really good neck to me. It is too narrow. The strings are actually too close together. And using this Shinto wrap to actually get the shape, using the faceting method has been just a revelation actually. It was a worry to start with, but I'm glad I actually did it on this oak. I say oak door, but you can see it's made up of various different woods, I think, with an oak veneer on it. But it was good to use this to start with, especially using that rasp and doing it for the first time. I was able to just have at it and see what happened, and ultimately, yeah, it was brilliant. Because of the patchwork in the neck, the headstock looked odd. So I got some of this rosewood veneer. I think I got it off Amazon, the pack of 3. Just to cover that up, and it looks really nice. I'm really happy with it. It smells amazing. It's like some kind of tea smell, but it really does smell good. I've done a lot of, I don't want to say innovative things with this guitar because that would be just ridiculous to assume that. But I've tried a few things. I've tried, the intention was to have the fretboard level with the top of the guitar, to install the pickups from the back, just to have the pole pieces coming through, and try and shape the guitar. And because I was using this type of bridge, a Tune-o-matic style, instead of having an angled headstock, I wanted to cut away the body to actually recess the bridge, but make it a feature instead of just a recessed bridge. Actually make something of it. So you'll see that in a bit how I tackled that. But it was basically what I had in mind from the get-go. If you watch the first video, it's that plan. I had some issues along the way, and there's been a few comments saying just why bother this. If this was possible, it would have been done before and all that kind of thing. But I'm trying to get into guitar building from a point of view where I don't have an ideal guitar. I don't have the type of guitar I want to build. I'm trying to figure out how to build and to build stuff that just seems interesting. And this is why I've done it. This seemed like a good idea. I actually came up with the idea after the last Great Guitar Build Off. And of course, Ben Crow's done a neck level to the top of the body. That's his version of it. I think mine's a bit different. his actually probably works better than mine because it's everything's the correct size as it should be. But we've done different versions of it. Ben doesn't like the idea, I think, because he likes to attack the strings. I found that you can still attack them. The strings don't go anywhere near the body. I think you have plenty of clearance. It doesn't seem to be an issue. I will do it again, and I will do a better job of it next time. It won't be my next build. I think my next build will be a more straightforward, probably some kind of Telecaster build, which is probably what I should have started with in the first place, but I wanted to jump in. And this is where I'm at now. This is, I'm building a guitar. I'm building pretty much every aspect of it, and it's pushing my knowledge of what I can do. I'm not going to give you a rundown of fretting techniques and all this business, because there are people that have got far more authority to actually give you that. But I'm just using a simple tool. Yeah, you can't see the fret tops as you're doing it, but it's doing a good job. I've played the guitar and there's no buzz. I think it's so far the best fret job I've done. Again, it's the third build, so that would make sense. I got a piece of chipboard and cut various shapes out that I'm actually using to create these cavities. As you can see, that board there, I find it really useful, just to have some pre-cut board to do this with, especially if you experimenting with cavities and that kind of thing. You don't have to make a template to do it. You've got various shapes to actually use in the process. Staining job, I always wanted to go with this red burst kind of finish. However, you'll see in a moment, I actually sanded it back after putting, I think it's the first layer of stain on, and it ends up looking like this crazy sort of cell shaded antique, and I actually like the effect it gave. At one point I was even thinking of finishing it with this antique look, but my intention was to go for a full-on full colour finish. Yeah, you can see here it becomes a bit more antique, and I do quite like it. It is construction pine, so it's not the best wood to finish, but I do think it actually turns out quite well. Now another technique I'm trying on this is using resin as a finish. Now it turns out Highline Guitars also tried this to see if it was possible, and he actually got a great finish. But he said it wasn't worth it, and I can agree. This is me putting resin on, wiping it down to get it smooth as I can. I go over with a heat gun, but it sets as hard plastic, and within the time frame I found I just didn't have enough, shall I say, the right tools and enough time to actually get this as a flat finish. Next time I'm going to go with spray finish. Again, it'll be my first with it, but I'll get a better result. But I know now, and you also know, I made a block of resin for the last great guitar build off. I didn't end up making a neck, so I didn't use this. This is a resin nut. It's easy to work with, and it does seem to have done the job. How it lasts over time, with it not being rock hard, I don't know. But I can report back on that. Whether I use it or not, again, will probably tell you whether that's actually been successful. This was my attempt at polishing, and this does work. However, make sure you don't get dust on the pad. That circle shape you just saw then, if you've got dust on the pad, you will end up with circular scratches on your guitar, which I'm not saying that I have, but that would be awful if that's what you ended up with. Do you know what, that finish, this bit, so there's my finished molded resin truss rod cover. I sprayed it like a copper. It was black underneath, so a light spray of copper just to give it a bit more of an age look. And this was my truss rod cover, and I'm quite happy with it. I think I'll get somebody to 3D print that logo now, a bit better, probably a bit thinner. It's a bit proud, but yeah, it works. I'm quite chuffed with that. So I glued the neck in with tight bond, and when I was hammering the pole pieces into the pickups, it came out. um, Basically, resin's got into the pocket, and the glue didn't stick. So I've used this two-part epoxy to glue the neck in, and of course it's rock solid. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. So that was my solution there. I did contour the body shape so it matches the neck, so it's about a 12-inch radius on the body, the red bit between the two black stripes down the front. The pickups, I encountered a problem because I measured the bridge pickup to the same pole distance as the neck pickup. I used the neck pickup to measure it, and it's different. Yeah, it's 50 mil is the spacing between the pole pieces on the bridge. It's 52. Sorry, on the neck it's 52 on the bridge. So I ended up buying another neck pickup to put in the bridge position, and that's how it's done. The new neck pickup's not as powerful, so in the neck position it's louder than when in the bridge position, but the concept works. You'll hear briefly at the end of this a quick play on the guitar, but I'm going to do another demo of the guitar after this build video. It's marginally quieter than a normally mounted pickup, but actually not that much. It plays quiet. It's a nice sound, so it's actually a viable solution for pickups. It would be nice if I got the edge of the pole pieces fully rounded and all that. I need some kind of grinder. Just more time. Actually, that would have done. Just using hand files, I could do my best to get them smooth, but the concept itself, yeah, I'm happy with. Even if I don't do another flush mounted neck again, I'll probably still try and use this technique of rear mounting pickups. I really do like the finished look of it anyway. So yeah, it's been an interesting build. This it's my third. I've tried to push myself. There's things I've absolutely learned, and I hope there's things that are useful to the community. Just on building this, I'm going to try and get some proper tone wood next time. I will probably use a spray finish. These dual concentric pots, I need to speak to somebody because I don't think the outputs work the same. I believe, well, they don't. The pots for the volume works fine. The tone works in reverse. So you dial anti-clockwise to turn the tone up. Yes, that's right. So there's something different. It's just one of the. I presume I just need to wire to one of the different pieces. The I don't know what you call them. Bits. Yes, I need to solder to a different bit to make it work properly. I just need to get better at soldering in general. I'm actually using a wood burner there because the soldering iron I use doesn't get hot enough. There you go. I need better stuff. I just I want to say there's been some incredible builds during this competition. I believe the count was there's about over 400 people who've actually entered this, and it's astonishing. And the fact that during this build and approaching the end like this, there's so much support within this community and advice and just humour and connections that you're making with people that are doing the same, no matter how far along this journey of building guitars they are. I'm on my third build now. I've done the second competition now, but there are people building for the first time, and just that encouragement and input you're getting from other people is astonishing. It's a genuine movement that the people are getting involved with, and it's a joy to see all these guitars created at the end. I have played guitar for years. I've not played it for 2 or 3 now, and I can feel it. My fingers don't do what they used to do. I sing a lot more. I've always sung, and getting into bands, I was always a singer. But I've always had a guitar around. I just don't play it as much now. So I will give a little demo at the end of this, but it's bad. My fingers really don't seem to do what I want them to. Again, I just need to practice. I wouldn't mind getting back out there and having a bit of a sing again. That's maybe what we'll do. The GGBO band, we'll get one together or something. Although a 400-piece ensemble might be a bit much. So, thank you for watching this. I'm going to show some shots of the guitar now and a bit of a play out, but I really appreciate you watching this video.